guys, welcome back to DIY with me. Today I have another Valentine's Day craft. I have a couple more that I wanted to do, but unfortunately time has gotten away from me, and now I'm going to show you the one. I may do another one tomorrow. I may do one later on tonight. It just depends on what the time is because this is not my full-time job. I do other things as well. This one is a super quick and easy craft to do. I absolutely love it. It is one of my favorites. I'll actually be trying it for the first time with you guys, but it's going to be one of my favorites. I can already tell because of the fact of what is the whole thing is about. What you're going to need is you're going to need some skewers. I always keep them contained. I try to put them in a bag, a box, but it's easier this way. Just put a rubber band around it. You're going to need, of course, your handy dandy hot glue gun. Mine is already on and ready to go. Yesterday I showed you, or the other day I showed you a craft that had to do with your wreath form and using your leftover yarn. And so today I'm going to show you how to use those little pieces of fluff for yarn. So I'm just going to set this to the side. You're going to need your scissors, which I have scissors right here. You're going to need a heart template. You're also going to need a Sharpie, and you're going to need what's called a fat quarter or any type of spare fabric that you might have. And of course, extra glue sticks for your glue gun. Now, I bought this fat quarter at Hobby Lobby. It's one of my, you're going to see my love of something in a minute, and it's the love of anything that has cows on it. So I wanted to make a stuffed heart with cows on it. And this little baby cow up here is so stinking cute. So I'm going to try and see if I can find it, because the fat quarter comes this size. I want to see if I can find it where he's by himself, and I think I can use this one right here. But don't worry if you have leftover yarn or material. If you're cutting part of it out, don't worry about it, because guys, we will have a craft later where you can use your scraps. So I'm looking, and I want to make sure that when I cut out my cow, well, I got some double-sided tape still on that heart, that I'm going to be able to have on the back side of the heart something similar. So if I go and I say, okay, I want to cut this cow right here since he's at the end, then I want to even it up so that you're going to look, and on the back side, you're going to see a cow. Now, it's going to be hard. So what I'm going to do is, instead of cutting out the fabric by itself and doubling the fabric and cutting it like that, I'm actually going to make two patterns and work on that later. So I'm going to set the skewers aside, and I'm going to add the second camera. Okay, so now you see what I've got. I've got this fat quarter, and I've got it laid out. This was a template from something I used earlier. And so what you're going to do is you're going to come, and since I like this little itty bitty cow right here in this corner, I'm just going to come and I'm going to take my Sharpie and just draw on it. It's okay if you draw it a little bit bigger around it. You don't have to be precise when you're drawing. And I'm going to cut this one out. This would be a really neat project to do, like if you're giving someone flowers, but you want to make it a little bit personalized, because sometimes flowers are okay to give, but they're not really, what's the word I'm looking for? Sometimes they're not personal, like a personalized gift. So I'm going to go ahead, and since this fabric is kind of long, I'm going to go ahead and cut out this section right here, because I know that this is going to be the section that I'm going to use. So I'm going to fold that up and put that out. And I'm going to put it to the side, and it'll go in my craft cabinet. Down here is another cow. It's almost similar. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to try and see. Do I want him or do I want him? I want him because he's a little bit cuter. So you have two separate cows, so they get two separate designs. So I'm just going to go around here. And like I said, don't worry about if you're going to have, you're using all this fabric, because we're going to have another quick and easy um, thing that we're going to do for that you can make using some of your leftover scraps. So don't worry about it. So I'm going to cut these out now. Now, if you're not doing a flower arrangement, but you do want to use it so that it's going to be a little bit nicer, and you want it to stand up, you can always stick it in a vase of flowers that you already have. You can stick this on a piece of styrofoam and go from there. You can do a whole bunch of different things. This one particular, you can say, Valentine, you move me, or something like that, and do a cow. Now, the ones I've seen have been a little bit smaller, but I like the bigger size because I want a bigger heart. And this is actually going to be in the log cabin, so because I love cows so much. So I've got that one done, cut out. So I'm just going to cut, and you're just cutting out your pattern right now. It's important that you use very sharp scissors whenever you use in your craft section. I have scissors for different things. I try not to use my hot glue with this pair of scissors, but sometimes when I use my other scissors, I use the hot glue. But sharp scissors are important because when you're cutting out fabric, you don't want the jagged lines, and you don't want it to be like, oh my gosh, I've messed it up. Because fabric can be very finicky. And also, did you know that you can actually cut, this one's going to be a little bit weird on the side because there wasn't enough on that side. You can also cut, use aluminum foil and just cut a whole bunch of aluminum foil on your scissors with your scissors, and that will actually make them, that's what I'm looking for, sharpen them up a little bit. So this is extra that can be used for another project. Like I said in my reef one, is you can actually use this. You can cut it up in scraps and use it for fiber fill as well. So I have my two little hearts, my two little cows. Cute little guys, aren't they? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn them inside out like this. And I'm going to take my glue gun, and I'm just going to put a little bit of glue. Take that back, guys. I'm not going to do that. Oh my gosh, I just messed up. See, I told you that I'm doing these crafts with you. So I'm just going to pull this glue off. I don't want it on. I'm just going to pull it off. And this is when if you have a baby wipe or something like that, see, I've already messed up on it, but it's okay. I can pull it off later. But I said do inside out because that's most of the time when you're gluing. But you're going to take, and you're going to glue them. I'm just getting the hot glue off right now. Okay, what you're going to do is you're going to take your glue and you're going to go inside the heart on the back side of the heart, and you're just going to glue around. As you tell, my glue gun is very old because it's making a lot of noise right now. And then you're going to come on top of it and place your other heart on top. The placement is off a little bit, so I'm gonna, and that's okay if it's off a little bit because you can always go back and trim it when you see it's over doing it. Go back and trim it because see, it's going to be off here, but I'm going to trim it up because I have some little stinky stuff right here. So I've got it part way. Okay, so now what are we going to do with here? What is going to happen here? So what's going to happen is you're going to take some of this fluff that you had left over, or that you cut off your reef or your leftover yarn, and you're just going to fill in your heart. You see, it doesn't take, whoops, I need to add some glue right here. Hold on just a second. It doesn't take a lot to make the heart. To fluff it up. Like I said, it doesn't matter that it's, I'll go ahead and put a glue stick in my hot glue gun. It doesn't matter that it's off because you can actually come back and trim it up how you want it. So I'm just filling out my heart with, let's see, you're going to have pieces that are going to pop out. You may want to hold it. You can use any other kind of glue, but you may just want to hold it down just to make sure that your heart is, that your glue is adhering. And I think I'm going to put like 2 more pieces in. And I'm going to put these over to the side. Okay, so now you have this. This is when the wooden skewer comes in. You're going to stick your wooden skewer up there in the middle. And what you're going to do is you're going to come back with your hot glue. I'm going to go in a little bit on the inside because I know that my hot glue gun, my hot glue is going to be overlapping. And you're just going to press down and hold it into place. And now I'm just going to go back. And on this side, I have some that are needs to be trimmed. But also, if you look right here, the hot glue gun did not adhere to this spot. So I'm going to have to add a little bit of hot glue in that spot as well. I always often wonder what people did before the hot glue gun, because honestly, guys, I would be lost without mine. So I'm just going to trim up this size so that it's trimmed, so everything kind of looks together. So we don't have any extra little funny things going on. And over here, you'll notice that some of them have hole, some of them have a little gap. And so with the little gap, you're just going to put your little dab of hot glue in there and press it down. And then cut. And there you have it, guys. A heart that you can put inside someone's Valentine's Day basket that will be super cute. You can also use this for Easter. I'm actually going to keep this in with my pens and pencils of the blog cabin because I just think it's the cutest thing ever. And you can actually personalize this for anything that you want. You can make it so that you can make it so that you can have chickens if someone's a chicken farmer, if someone is working, if somebody loves dogs, cats, whatever, you can do this. And it's just a really cute way to show that you care. It took us 15 minutes to do it, and the longest time was actually gluing the pieces together. And you also use leftover yarn to fill up the stuffed heart. So there you go, guys. Until next time, have a blessed day.